everyone. Thank you for joining us for this little tidbit about a very exciting cruise aboard the Oceania Marina in the Mediterranean of October of 2025. We are so fortunate to have with us Paul Wagner, who is not only our senior advisor for wine tourism for Expedia Wine Club Cruises, but also an author, an educator, and someone who always has the most magnificent stories about wine and history wherever you go. I'm excited that you're going to talk a little bit about this destination and the wines that we might experience.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a cruise after my own heart because I teach a class at Napa College on the history and culture of wine, and this is the history and culture of the ancient world. So we start in Rome, and we get to talk about not only Rome but the Etruscans. Those of you who think that the Roman arch, that rounded arch, is the classic symbol of Roman architecture, you're right, but they stole it from the Etruscans. And of course, the Etruscans give us the name of one of the world's great wine regions, Tuscany. So we start in Rome. Maybe we'll drink some Tuscan wine. Maybe we'll drink some Falernum, which was the wine that Pliny the Elder said was the greatest wine in the world. And then we'll go from Rome down to Salerno, where we can access Pompeii and Herculaneum. Pompeii, one of the things that's wonderful about walking through the ancient city of Pompeii is to see how many different wine bars there were. These people liked to drink. And so there are tons of wine bars, and we'll drink wines from southern Italy at that point. Then we go across to Palermo. If the Mediterranean, and the Mediterranean is the sea in the center of the world, that's literally what the name means, Medi Terra. Terra is the earth, Medi the middle, so the middle of the earth. This is the sea in the middle of the world. Italy is that lightning rod that strikes right down through the heart of the Mediterranean, and every culture that has ever peopled the Mediterranean has passed through there. And Palermo is that little point at the end of the exclamation point where it really got it. I mean, there were Normans, there were Vikings in Palermo. In the year 1000, Palermo was the largest city in Europe. So we will taste fabulous wines from Palermo, some of them made from a grape the Arabs called Zibibo, which is Moscato, stunning stuff. Then we go from Palermo to Valletta, Malta. And of course, I hope that we're going to be able to taste some of the Commanderia wines in Malta. They're not great wines, but when was the last time you had a wine that was made to the recipes of the Crusaders of 1,000 years ago? It's a stunning experience, even if the wine is interesting, as we say in our wine tasting circles. And then from there we go to Crete. Crete's fabulous location with its own world in terms of wine, and of course the home to King Minos, and the Minotaur and the maze. We'll try not to lose too many tourists in there in the labyrinth as they wander through looking for the man with the head of a bull. And then we hit the coast of Turkey. Turkey, if you really look at where where wine came from, it came from Eastern Turkey. I mean, that is the original Garden of Eden, the Caucasus. And that's where man first domesticated so many of the plants that we eat today, including grapes. And so we're going to be tasting wines made from grape varieties that are probably older than anywhere else in the world. From there, we go on to Santorini, and the ancient Greeks said the greatest wine in the world came from Santorini. Today, they're making one of the greatest white wines in the world, Assyrtiko. So we'll drink that. And then we end up going to Izmir, Ephesus, the ancient temple of Diana there, and on to Istanbul, which was the capital of the Roman Empire for 1,000 years. When Rome fell, that wasn't the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire by that time had moved to Constantinople. It was there for 1,000 years. Fabulous wines, fabulous food. And in every one of these places and on board the Marina, we'll be eating foods that will show off some of these various cultures as well. Man, I'm looking forward to this. I've been begging to do this cruise for a long time, and we finally got it, KK.
Well, I'm excited too. And I hope all of you will join us October of 2025. It is the perfect time of the year to be in that part of the world. And of course, I look forward to experiencing those wines with you all. So, Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to talk us through the wines. And salute.
Salute. My pleasure. Thanks.